Now, I'm a huge advocate of LARPing just in general. Like, if you want to be good at something, then you have to start LARPing. You have to try and be that person. You have to pretend, like, at least lie to yourself that I am that person already, but like not to the point. Well, maybe yeah. Like, fuck it, we're bold. We like to the point you feel like you're delusional. Most of the times what happens is like you build this false image about yourself, but it's a really good one, I'd say, let's say, and you start getting closer to it as time progress and as time passes, and as you get older, and as you like kind of grow in person, and also in that thing, just like improve in that thing. But just in general, I just feel like all my videos, it's just all about LARPing. What I call research, what I do is basically I ask any questions that I have around that about that topic to AIs and like Google. It's just Googling. What I do about research, when I say about research, I do research for a couple of hours. Yeah, that's true, but it's just me reading stuff. I love reading. Like, seriously, it's not a challenge for me. It's not a challenge for me to write because I love writing bunch of nonsense stuffs. Like, I love writing even when I'm in the middle of workout. I start writing this random novel that it came inside my head. Like, I just have this lightning of idea in my head, and I have to start writing. So wherever I am, I love writing and reading. So when it comes to me, it's not suffering, it's not challenge. So I'm not gonna stop pretending. It's like, stop pretending. I'm not gonna keep on pretending like I'm doing something great. Of course, no one is saying that I'm doing something great, but it's just like, I feel like everyone knows that what they're doing is so easy to them, but that they understand that it seems really difficult to others. Or like it could be vice versa. Like, they think that what they're doing is really difficult, but what of how most of people perceive that thing, that what the thing that they are doing is really easy, and maybe that'll be really miserable. But just in general, like, if you've been working on the same job for 5 years or even like 3 years, you already know what's going on. You already know everyone in that office. You already know what you should be doing every single hour. It's not suffering. It's not challenge anymore. Your life becomes very monotonous, and you just have to dial in. And what you get out of that, let's say you get paid 30 grand and someone gets paid 300, like 300 grand. I feel like the only difference between these two people, usually on some kind of like, this person who's making 30 grand is someone who's lazy as shit. He didn't put on in much, like, the same amount of effort as the person who's making 300 grand. I do not think that's the usual case. That's usually how the society wants us to think, that you have to be good a good boy in the school, and you have to follow all the process that we socially accept, and we socially put on in each ages. Let's say, like, if you're around the age of 20 to 22, then you should be seeking for job, and you should be making some money already, or like, the kind of things that we have, the kind of things that are social norm nowadays. And I don't think that it's for the most people, like maybe 40% at best. For the rest, like 60%, because no, the usual people and those people who are successful, like the top minority, are the loudest. They are the loudest, so they just talk about the things. They are so confident about the things that what they're doing. So they become the loudest. So we often get exposed by these people a lot in social medias. But the reality, I don't think that's the truth at all. Like, that's just totally false. Like, who's actually following all the things that we are supposed to be doing? And let's say you're working, and you're making that amount of money. Do you actually believe that you deserve that money, or like, weren't there any lucks? And of course, this sounds pessimistic. Like, in order to be lucky on something, you have to give lots of shots, and you just throw a bunch of shits, and once that thing sticks, you just go and take that chance, and you take that first, and you end up somewhere making 30 grand, like some money. If it's good enough for you, then you just chill out, You just chill the rest for the rest of your life. But if you feel like you deserve much more, then you start grinding, but you realize maybe you don't have more opportunities coming since you're in your 30s or you're pushing 30 40s. So you just kind of have to, you have no option to chill out. So I mean, to kind of move forward, let's say. So you just have to chill out there in that position and look for a partner who's around that similar like background and stuff. So I don't know, like I feel like everyone's larping while pretending not to larp. I, at this point, I'm not gonna say like I'm being authentic here. I'm gonna be the special one who's taking off the mask and like, look at me, I'm the special one. I'm not larping anymore, kind of thing. I still might be the larping. I just feel like, okay, I'll be honest. I've been working on a video and it didn't go well. I I missed clicking saving the saving the record twice, twice in the fucking row. I snapped out. I just cannot work on anything, and I try to sleep since it's 9:30, and I realized that like come on, like if I could actually, if that knowledge, the logic, I mean the knowledge was actually mine, then I should be able to just say it out loud whenever I want. If it's actually mine, I don't need to memorize things. If it's actually mine, I don't need to write something before recording. So it's just all about LARPing. I feel like I don't know who's not LARPing. Even my dad. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. He makes lots of money, but I'm not saying like millions of dollars. Maybe a couple of hundreds of grands. This is my first time actually showing. Like I don't even know exactly how much he makes, to be honest. But maybe a couple of hundreds of grands, enough to feed all four family members. Also, my mom's working, so like it really isn't a problem. But I'm just saying in advance, since I don't know, like in my life, I always got the kind of um eyes of I'm a privileged kid. But I personally think I am. I think that I'm high above average, but not like to the point like fuck you money. Like my family is not rich at all. They are just doing fine. My dad was lucky, let's say. He even sent, we immigrated to Mexico for 10 years, so that really tells a lot. Like that's not the kind of normal opportunities that we can get. So yeah, I might say I'm privileged, but the reason why I talk about this is because I always had this feeling that my dad isn't working that hard. Like maybe he is, but I don't know. Like it always made me feel like he's just doing the same thing that he knows how to do. He's working in the car industry and he knows so because he's been working in the same industry for 20 something years, and he admits to the fact that he already knows what's going on. Like he knows the people around there since he lived in Mexico for like 11 years, the same company, the same industry, brother. Like, and he also he just hangs like the way he describes about his work, and most of his acquaintances, like his workmates, they all sound like high schoolers, like the way he describes them. So it could be wrong, but the point that I'm making, I'm not saying like every like those people in the 40s 50s who are pushing that age of like, if you're a man who's pushing 40s 50s, you cannot like mess around, like kind of fuck around your boys at your work. I'm not saying those kind of things, but just in general, I don't think that people actually change as they grow. There are some moments. I'm not saying that they didn't work hard or any kind of that, but like there are this some moments that you work so hard and you're lucky enough to get into that bus or a taxi, it could be, or just a small minivan, a small van, whatever it is. You get that, and your life is pretty much determined after that. Since the first bus is really important, first opportunity. So after that, you just, I don't know. I really don't think you have like you can change that much in your life. I mean, you could if you throw shit tons amount of thoughts at that one thing. So it might stick, but we never know. And I'm not saying like you should just think about things very like a pessimistic way. Of course not. You got to keep on trying. Like if you're like, my point of this video isn't like you shouldn't be trying. It's more like just because how everyone's LARPing, just because how everything's like more like luck, um, luck determined. Let's say, like it's not really you choosing the things. It's more like you just spinning as many spins as possible till that thing hits. So you just have to like we have no option but to work as hard as possible. If it's not working for you, then I don't know, man. Like you have to understand the things first. Just like I said in my previous video, like you have to understand how the game works in the first place. That's the first step. After that, like everything that you have to do is just spin as many times as possible. You just got to throw as many dots as possible. Just give all out till you feel like you cannot do it anymore, and maybe that's the moment when you quit. But yeah, I mean, that really is the takeaway of this video. As unfair this life is, as how cooked everything is around us, like the only thing that you can have that you can control is your mind, I think. And the way you control your mind is by doing much as possible, by actually showing up every single day and doing as much as possible. You kind of convince yourself that you did, you at least tried, you at least tried your best. And you can, I don't know, even if it doesn't success, even if you don't end up to the point, end up in a position where you want it to be, at least you can proudly say that I tried. I did LARP a little bit, but I couldn't be the kind of version of myself that I loved before. But it is what it is. I couldn't be there. It maybe wasn't for me. I could have taken another path, but it's just life. I did, I spend that time on that thing because I wanted to, and I actually gave it a try. And that's actually how I perceive the life has to, how we should be living our lives. That's it about this video. Thank you for watching.